guys, and welcome to SimplyDARK Season 3, Episode 2. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about the moon. This natural satellite has fascinated me and people around the world for centuries. From divine energy to recharging crystals to even influencing childbirth, or even as a source of cosmic phenomena, the moon has been described with all types of mystical powers. But is the moon really a natural satellite? Or could it be something else? And as always, I would like to remind you guys that this is just a theory. And just because we are covering it here, it doesn't mean that it's true or that you should believe in what we're gonna talk about. This is not an educational video and it is meant only for entertainment purposes. And actually, I truly believe that the moon is a natural satellite. I think it would be very sad if the moon was artificial. Just because I feel like the moon has such a beautiful influence in our planet Earth, and I truly believe that our planet needs it to run smoothly. So for me, finding out that the moon was actually man-made or it's actually artificial, it would be very sad news. But there are a lot of people that don't think like me, and that in fact believe that the moon is hollow and that there may be a secret base inside the moon. Now, all of these theories began with the Apollo missions. And as you guys know, one of the most well-known conspiracy theories about the moon is the moon landing, and also what NASA might be hiding from us. So when NASA placed seismic recording devices on the lunar surface to document natural and artificial moonquakes and intentionally crash-landed the Apollo 12 module, setting off an explosion equivalent to 12 tons of TNT, conspiracy theorists out there went crazy.
November 20th, 1969. During their ascent back to the command module, Commander Charles Conrad Jr. and lunar module pilot Alan Bean released the Apollo 12 launch vehicle and crash it back to the moon.
Apollo 12 Houston, the LEM is on its way down. Roger.
Because what NASA found from that little experience was that the moon rings like a bell. So basically, after the module hit the moon, you could hear it ring for about 3 hours. And obviously, not understanding what was going on, NASA and the Apollo astronauts were very intrigued with what they could hear. And very quick, they came to the conclusion that clearly the moon's density was significantly less than planet Earth and what they previously thought. Now, the moon is a little bit more than 1/4 of the Earth size. A very strange characteristic compared with other natural satellites in our cosmic region. Of all moons in the solar system, ours is the 5th largest one. No other planet that we know has a moon that is proportionally big as ours. All other planets with moons that size are massive gas giants. And just for you to have an idea of what I'm talking about, Neptune, the closest in size with a moon that big, is 4 times the size of Earth. Yes, 4 times. After NASA conducted some tests, it came to the conclusion that the moon has a similar composition to our planet, but it is significantly less dense. Another sign that the moon might be an artificial satellite is its craters that are believed to be the result of meteorites and asteroids impacts. This meaning there should be a certain proportion between their depth and width. However, many wider craters have similar depths to significantly narrower craters, with some even appearing convex.
One of the things that's really interesting about lunar craters is that even though some of them are very large and some of them are very small, they all seem to have the same depth. And that really shouldn't happen on a planetary body. There should be variation in depth. So why are the moon's craters so uniform? It's really, really unusual, and it's really not explainable in terms of conventional or established geophysics.
It's likely that there is something under the lunar surface which is very resilient and which is preventing craters going any deeper than they do. This could only really be either much harder rock, which it can't be because of the mass of the moon, or alternatively a metal sphere of some kind which is preventing more damage.
And what's even more interesting is that when astronauts attempted to drill the moon, they were barely able to penetrate the surface, discovering processed metal like mica, brass, and pure titanium.
Does the uniform depth of the craters on the moon suggest some sort of metallic barrier underneath moon rock and dust? But if so, why wouldn't mainstream scientists acknowledge this? Ancient astronaut theorists suggest that by doing so, they might also have to acknowledge that the moon may be hollow.
So if all this is true, who created the moon? In 1970, two Soviet astronomers have been studying the satellite and theorized that it was likely put in place by a highly advanced alien civilization. While it might seem crazy that we are being spied on by an extraterrestrial race on the moon, or that a hollow moon might have been intentionally placed on Earth's orbit as a secret moon base, there are indeed inexplicable facts about its relationship with our planet Earth, and that we can't deny. Now, while doing research for this video, I found a very interesting little legend that I thought it is worth to mention it here, because I thought it was so interesting, and I am a huge fan of ancient legends, and I thought you guys would like to. So listen to this. According to Zulu Legend, our moon was put into place by two brothers with scaly fish-like skin. The legend talks about two brothers that the names I cannot pronounce, so I will leave them here so you guys know, that brought the moon to Earth after stealing it from a great fire dragon. They are said to have emptied out the egg-like satellite of his yolk, subsequently placing it in orbit around planet Earth. Prior to this, the planet was said to have been shrouded in a shed of watery mist, which came running down to Earth once the moon came into orbit. And some believe that this deluge of water may be a reference to the Great Flood that destroyed the antediluvian civilizations. Interesting, huh? Now let's talk about what led the theorists to believe the moon is artificial. There are two ways that planets typically acquire moons: through either caption or accretion. The process of capturing a moon is just like it sounds. A moon will drift into the orbit of a planet and become trapped in its gravitational field. In the process of accretion, a moon is formed at the same time as the planet from the accretion disk of the solar system. But this theory has been widely dismissed due to the differences in core composition and the fact that the moon is almost 1 billion years older than Earth. Another strange characteristic recorded from the mission of Apollo 14 was the presence of a cloud of water vapor on the moon. After 40 years of its discovery, yes, 40 years, NASA reported finding the presence of water in a rock sample brought back from the Apollo mission, stating that this discovery would change the way we think about the moon. At the time of the Apollo's 14 discovery of the water vapor, NASA claimed that it was the result of ruptured water tanks that had leaked Earth's water into the atmosphere. But this cloud of vapor covered 100 square miles and lingered for 14 hours before it dissipated, making NASA's explanation improbable considering the tanks that they were referring to only contained between 60 and 100 pounds of water. Now, why would NASA make such an absurd claim? And why did it take them 40 years to analyze those rock samples and realize that there was water in them? Could the water be coming from an internal source? Perhaps one that NASA doesn't want us to know about? What do you guys think? Do you guys believe in the hollow moon theory? Do you think aliens put the moon there? Or do you think it was actually humans that built the moon? This all seems so crazy to me, and I'm pretty sure it will seem crazy to a lot of you as well. But I'm also sure that a lot of you will have very interesting theories to tell me, so please leave them in the comments below because I will for sure read them as I'm so interested about this topic. Now, this is it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If yes, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel and my episodes to get out there. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and join the family so you can receive my episodes as soon as I upload them. I love you guys and I will see you in my next episode.